Hansie Cronje,
Pleasure.
good morning to you. How are you today,
Morning,
Hans?
Drew.
Morning.
My life is a song, Drew.
Amen.
My life is a song.
Fantastic. So you're about to hear from Hansie Cronje, a pastor. He has an amazing story. He is one of our very, very successful president's team members in NeoLife. I really appreciate having this relationship with Hansie. He is just a very, very clear thinker. He is a very clear thinker that is full of wisdom. And something I'm so excited about is what we're seeing is Hansie's children are starting their NeoLife journey. And he has a clear succession plan lined up for his business. So Hansie has this incredible story of success, but here his children are following in his footsteps, and his successful business will be handed down to them when the time is right. And I just think that is something that not many businesses can do. As an ex-investment banker, I could never give my job to my children. And so the second generation in the business is what it's all about. So Hansie, good morning to you. Let's tell your story.
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate the privilege to be part of the panel today. And thank you for inviting me. I just want to say we can actually go home now because I was so inspired by what the previous speakers have shared with us. And it was so incredibly motivating. I can identify with so many things that they share. But let me share a little bit of myself and Lydia, my wife, our story. How things started to happen for us and how we started to take the journey. I remember the very first time I was introduced by our sponsor to this business opportunity. We were really struggling financially big time. I remember the bank manager, calling me every week and asking me this question, Hansie, when are you going to pay back your big bank overdraft? And I didn't have any answers and I didn't want to lie. So I said to him, you know what, I'm working on it. And actually what we are doing, we were praying for a way out of this to just get a better life, financially and in all other aspects. And at that stage, I was full-time in the ministry. I enjoyed tremendously what I was doing, but I could not pay my bills properly, could not look properly after my family. So it was really, really challenging, And what I found is if you struggle financially, you struggle to think straight. And it's difficult to make good decisions. So when we were introduced, the big draw card was that we can supplement our income, we can make money. That was the big thing. And if I think back in hindsight, I believe that we were at a point in our life where we were so sick and tired of struggling to pay bills and driving cars that's falling apart and all these kind of things. And we also had some health issues, energy problems, a lot of stress, handling stress. And every winter time I was stricken down with bronchitis. So we were really challenged, in many, many ways. But my wife and I made the decision to get this business started. It was not a good time because she was expecting our second child. And that's not a perfect time for a woman to make a decision about starting a business. But, we did it anyway because we were sick and tired enough to get started. And I tell you, my first challenge that I realized that I had was I didn't have money to pay the kid. So I went to the bank manager and I said to him, you know what, I want to start a business. He nearly fainted because he was seeing all these big figures. And I said, no, it's a very small amount. And I mentioned the amount of the starter kit. And he said, well, you're so deep in trouble, it will not really make a big difference. So he borrowed us the money. So I borrowed the money from the bank to start our business. And I realized many people today, they make an excuse, when you approach them with a business, hey, I don't have the money. Well, my suggestion is you go and find the money because this is the way to go. We also struggled in the beginning with time issues. I was very busy, very involved in a community, and all this kind of thing. And then I started to realize if I can prioritize my life a little better, make some decisions and find the time to really dedicate to this business because we realized there is a lot of potential here. And I just went to a few committees in the community. I said, sorry, guys, I cannot be on the committee anymore. And they tried to hold me back. But you know what I found? After a week, they found somebody else to be the willing donkey to do the work. So I found the time, and I also realized that that is something that we can do. And I remember we were very excited starting the business, and especially talking to the new people now. And then I got all these negative responses, people complaining about the price of the product. Now, you must remember, we're in the business for more than 30 years. So more than 30 years ago, they complained about the prices of the product. They still do. And then the time factor, you know, they say, well, I didn't have the time to do anything else. And my response to the negative people was not to try to convince them or anything, or to fight them or stand against them. I would just say, you know what? I know exactly how you feel. And, you know, in the beginning, I felt very much the same way, but let me tell you what I found. And then I start explaining to them what the products is doing for us, the difference it makes, and also the difference the business makes in our life. And then they tend to be more open and look past their negativity. And let me tell you, in the very beginning, I was very, very disappointed with our first bonus check. I was working hard, excited, having big dreams, and got to the first bonus rally and received our first bonus check. And there it was, this tremendous amount of R7.50. And I was totally taken aback. And I thought, what kind of business is this? You know, I mean, what can I do with R7.50? But then it started to dawn on me, if I can make, with a little effort, R7.50, I can make much more money. And eventually it started to happen that I could eventually start to equal my salary as a pastor, double it, quadruple it at the end of the day. Because we made the decision, we're not going to let this disappointment hold us back. And I want to encourage the new people who still earn just a little bit of money in the beginning. Don't think it's the end, it's only the beginning. If you can make money, you can make more. So be rest assured about that. But you know, folks, I also want to link on to the previous speaker by saying that you have to make a commitment. There is a price to pay. And I tell myself all the time, I'd rather pay the price of success than trying to pay the price of failure. So I'm willing to pay a price, and there is a price to pay, but it's a price that will give you amazing benefits. There is a saying that if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. So don't steal your own dream by coming up with a lot of negative things and say you can't do it and you don't have the time and all these kind of things. And I've got another saying that helped me to keep focus all the time, reminding me. I was born and bred on a farm, and I know about animals a little bit. And you know what? This saying really caught my attention. It says, a hunting dog don't have time to scratch his fleas. So what I found, when you have a dream that's strong enough and you commit to this dream and you focus on this dream, all the little excuses don't even bother you. You don't even feel it because you are going for the goal. And that gave me a lot of energy as we went along. And I just want to say, what helped us is a lot to make a decision and say, in the first year or so in the business, it's a learning curve. We attended the University of Success. We're going to learn now, and if we make mistakes, we will learn through our mistakes, but we will not let go of the dream. We will hang on to the dream. And we made a commitment, a decision that we will stick to this business for at least 2 to 5 years. But then I also made the commitment to put at least 5 to 10 hours per week consistently in our business. It was very tough in the beginning, you know, because if you make a commitment, you must see it as a part-time business. It means you must dedicate time every week to your business. You cannot just let the business do it whenever you feel like it. No, you have to stick to a commitment and to a plan. And I had to cut out a few things like watching TV, you know, watching the news, you know, all the good positive news that uplifts you all the time and tell you about all the things that's happening in the country and it's going to happen and so on. Cut out some TV time, and I tell you, suddenly you have more time available to build your business. So in the beginning, we started with only on a Monday evening between 6 and 11 p.m. at night. That's all we had. And on a Saturday, I could fit in also a few hours because I was still full-time in the ministry. And let me tell you, when we stick to the plan, we start to build the business, and through that little time commitment, we built the business to one Ruby director. And that makes a tremendous difference in our lives when we get to that point of one Ruby director. So it can happen, it is possible. And let me tell you, the thing that I realize we have to work on persistently on is what the company says, you know, have personal growth, focus on developing your faith in what you can do, the faith in what we have in this amazing NeoLife company, the products and the support and everything, and the, in your upline and your team that you're part of. You know, you need to have faith. Go to conventions. I mean, we were so inspired by conventions. That's the places we have to go. I mean, when we get out of lockdown, we'll go there again, but that's the places we have to go, that you can get encouragement and build your faith level so that you can hang on to your dream and stick to your commitments. But folks, I want to end off by sharing just a few things that is so encouraging to us, that we realize you can achieve dreams. Dreams is a real thing. We were born to dream. Don't let your dreams go. Start dreaming again. Write down your dreams. Think of your dreams. What do you want to buy? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Write it down and write down these things and start believing in it, that it is possible for you to do it, you know. And today we are so excited because today we are full-time in the business, and I'm a freelance pastor, so I can now do my ministry for free. Nobody has to pay me anything. It's really a dream that came true. We can have lifestyle. We stay in the beautiful Cape Town, down on the west coast in Blouberg Sands, and it's an incredible place to stay, you know, and just experience this beautiful environment that we are part of. And we could travel the world. I remember the first time we had to travel to an international convention. That was the first time we got an international flight, and I had to quickly find, for my wife and I, we had to find passports because I didn't believe I will ever travel outside the country. But we got the passports, we started to travel, and today I believe we probably traveled to more than 50 countries all over the world and seen the world and see the beautiful things. And let me tell you, what is sticking to me today is the most amazing friendships we could have built, the privilege to build friendships with our team all over where they are, and with a wonderful Eagle team and the beautiful NeoLife team, you know, the friendships and the depth and the power to be encouraged with people around you who are positive about life and to dream also big about life. So we are so privileged, and I salute all of our friends and all of our support that we have. But what is also amazing is, you know, what we could have done for our children, many, many things. But one of the things that stand out is some years ago, we could book international flight, and we took our children to Disneyland in Paris. And I tell you, the impact it made, instead of them watching little Disney movies, we took them and they could personally meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse. And they still talk about it today. It made a big impact in their life to realize dreams can come true. And as Drew mentioned in the beginning, we are very excited about the road ahead now, because we could get our children involved, Madelise and Henry and Marazan and Noel, and you know, my two daughters and their husbands. And we are busy working on a succession plan with the company. And thank you for Drew for the incredible support there, and Marco and everybody giving us, supporting us, and Charlie from the Eagle team side, you know, to build on a succession plan so that when we are not around anymore, my children will feel at ease and be comfortable and be part of this amazing journey. And they are very excited, and they get more and more committed and very excited about the road that we travel. And you know how we can support our cerebral palsy son. He was born cerebral palsy. He's now in his 30s. He's still staying with us. but we had a vehicle that was really run down, and we could go out and we could buy a Mercedes Vito and equip it with the best equipment for him with his electric wheelchair to get into it, and we can drive around with confidence. That's the amazing things that happen. So folks, let me tell you, the future is bright. The future is bright. Many times people ask me, when are you going to retire? And a lot of people retire and they sit at home and they don't know what they're going to do. I said to them, that's not even a word in my vocabulary. This is the business I will do for the rest of my life, because it has purpose. It touches people's lives. It makes the world a healthier and a happier place. We make a positive difference in people's lives. I want to do this for the rest of my life. And you know, what was really amazing to me is to discover during this worldwide pandemic of COVID-19, how well positioned our company are with all the technology, with the online ordering, and with the fact that we are an essential service company and we can still deliver products. And I've never been more busier than ever before, like now, because building business, contacting people, and we make Zoom, as Flory was saying, Zoom. I'm also, Flory, I'm new in Zoom now for 5 weeks, and I tell you, I get more excited as we go along. And folks, I just want to say, if we can, you can. And my assurance, my best guideline for my future and my family's future is, because I give honor to Jesus Christ as the CEO of our business. I follow him in his footsteps and I acknowledge him for everything he has done, and he shows us the way. And I consult him on a daily basis, and he has always the best wisdom and advice available. So I just want to encourage you today, you know, we share all these things, not because I feel proud or, you know, anything like that. I know it's all grace, and it is absolutely grace that we came here, but this is, the purpose of this is to encourage you and say, if we can, you can, anybody can do it. Thank you, Drew, for the privilege to share.